Ready for all the views?
All 109 views?
Yeah! We need more production quality on this channel, I think.
I don't think it's production quality. I just think it's a choice of the movies we make, Steve.
Are you saying that we're making bad choices?
Yeah.
Horrible person here.
Gamera, Mothra. Garbage, man. I like alien videos. You seen all the views it's getting? And look at the Jurassic Park. It's even better.
Have you guys ever seen our School Days review? Hold on. I'll indulge you for a second.
What did Gamera ever do to you?
You're too cruel, Gabra. Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name's Arnes.
And today we're going over the film that could have possibly been the greatest sequel ever made.
Could have.
But it kind of failed a little bit, because today we're going over the Lost World Jurassic Park.
Whoa. According to the box office, I'm pretty sure that was the greatest sequel.
Well, after the masterpiece that was Jurassic Park, of course you gotta go see the freaking sequel. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, it is a sequel to the film Jurassic Park, where they find out that other than what we call Site A for the original park, there's a Site B where they keep the dinosaurs that they aren't going to have in the park, which just seems weird, because you think you just have enough for the park and just have the ones mate in the park, because it is a big island. Even though they were trying to control the population, they had an island that wasn't controlling the population.
I never understood that part. Like, we're going to control one island, but one we're just going to let go?
Yeah, they're just like, fudge it.
That's too much work.
But they do explain in the movie that they were trying to keep the island away from civilization, just to kind of have it be its own little ecosystem. But, of course, some people on a yacht stumble upon the island. A little girl gets hurt. So, they want to
send... She gets hurt? Pretty sure she gets eaten, Steve.
Hurt? It's PG-13.
She gets eaten, man.
So, they decide to put together a team to check and see if the island is actually safe or not. So, they bring back Ian Malcolm.
Greatest character ever.
Granted, yeah, they did bring back the best character from Jurassic Park. But... not probably the one I would pick to go with studying dinosaurs.
No.
The mathematician. Oh, sorry, the chaos. How do you even say it's like chaos mathematician? Chaos effect. I think you would have picked Ian, but then again, it probably was like, it was like, fudge it. Jeff Goldblum's cheaper. So now they have to go on an expedition to the island to again make sure things get checked out, and of course, bad stuff starts happening.
What kind of bad stuff, Steve?
Like, InGen wants to also take the dinosaurs off the island to start another park.
So there's poachers who are hunting dinosaurs.
Yep. And, of course, like, there's like...
PETA? Fucking eco-friendly PETA pussies.
Yeah. We'll just go with that. Eco-friendly pussies. There's one of them on this group as well.
We're horrible people, I know.
Vince Vaughn's character, that's who it was. He was the photographer. Who's also... Spoilers abound. The only one that the ones.
Oh,
that
wait, Steve. We got called out stupid that we're talking about old movies and putting out spoilers. So
somebody might not have seen it.
I know, right?
There's some younger people that watch these videos. That's why we try to be a little bit more family friendly. Try to. Even though we literally just said pussies not too long ago. But anyways, I'm trying. Bleep that out.
I'll keep it in.
You need to find like the sound effect where it's like or something. Oh, we need Gabra sound effects. Can we have that for whenever we like swear? I'd be okay with that.
I'm okay with that one.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. But alright, so for the plot of the film, for the most part, it works for me as a sequel. Because why would you be going back to the original island?
Yeah. Different approach.
Because even when I was younger, I always thought when I was going to go see the movie that it was going to take place on the original island. But then it was like, didn't really make much sense to the title with it being the Lost World. And then come to find out they're actually not even going to be going back to that area. Which I think is fine, but kind of lost a little bit of like the nostalgia from the original film would have had. Because there's nothing really to tie the two together other than dinosaurs and you have Ian Malcolm. It still has a pretty nice setup overall. My biggest complaint is the beginning portion of the film. Once you get past the part where the people from the yacht get attacked by the compies.
there's a whole section they could have cut out there.
Yeah, because they're just pretty much just trying to explain why Ian Malcolm needs to go back to the island. Which makes sense, because why would he want to go back to the island?
We didn't need that part. We could have lived without that.
I see why it's there, because, again, like, why would you have Ian go back to the dinosaurs when he is probably, like, the worst person to have for that?
Yeah.
Like, I still had a hard time believing, like, him in Jurassic Park, why he was even there. Kind of makes sense, because chaos and trying to figure out the park's going to go bad or not, but for this section, not so much. You probably want a paleontologist, which, come to find out, is his girlfriend. And he also has had a lot of girlfriends, because he also has a daughter in this movie, who also makes her way to the island as well.
Who's an awesome gymnastics.
Yep, of course, so she could drop-kick velociraptors.
Yeah.
Man, I loved that scene as a kid. Nowadays, I'm like, why did she get eaten?
Well, like, the first scene is the little kid gets eaten by a...
Not eaten, injured.
It gets eaten by those guys.
Injured.
Her mom walks in and she's like, ah! She was eaten.
You know, those little dinosaurs I always wanted one as a pet. Freaking adorable.
So they can eat your toes?
Whatever. Prices have to be paid.
But anyways, the first kid dies, so you're like super sad. And then when she fights back, she's like, kicks it, and you're like, action! Yeah! Go kids!
Empowering. Especially, God, I don't remember how old I was when I saw that movie. It was a while ago, let's say that.
It's been a while.
Stop bringing up Stain references. Stop it.
Glad
Nobody likes it. No. Nobody likes it.
Still remember.
Just the way days. So you have to go through all the build-up and all the exposition in order to get to the island, which if they would have just had Ian Grant come back, paid the guy what he needed, we could have not had that situation. You would just be like, hey, here's some money, kind of like they did in Jurassic Park 3. Go to the island. I'm sure you would have, whatever. And then we get the greatest Jurassic Park scene ever. Alan! God, I love that scene. I don't know why people hate it so much. But anyways, back to the movie at hand. So when you finally get to the island, that's really where the movie I felt like picked up a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot.
Yeah, because there's actually a lot of really cool stuff that happens on the island. Because even at the beginning, where they're walking around, nothing really happens, and you come across a Stegosaurus. That scene was really cool. And then you have the herding stampede scene, where they're trying to like gather up some of the dinosaurs. That's really cool.
But that was so amazing though. He's riding in that Jeep and he's like, and he's like, I was like, oh my god, they're killing him.
Get Elvis! Then you have the T-Rex scene where they find the baby in the nest. Which always kind of was hard for me when I was younger, because they were like, man, I wonder how we're going to get that bull T-Rex to show up. I guess we'll break the little one's legs. Oh, yeah, they're just sitting there crying on the ground while they're waiting for it to come and just aim at it with a gun. I was like, this isn't the movie I signed up for.
People are monsters.
Yeah, and then we get the next scene after that. Well, finally, a little bit later, after the baby T-Rex gets rescued and they try to fix up its leg. Then the other two T-Rexes show up and try to destroy the trailer. Which I always thought was a really cool scene.
Site A and Site B, they should have the same dinosaurs, right? They all should be females. Or do they explain
That's
that?
the way they explained it the first one, but then again, the whole... They were... DNA was spliced with frogs, so their genders could change.
Oh.
So when they were on the island, that's just how it happened, and then they survived by themselves because the plants gave them the nutrients they needed.
Yeah.
So that whatever was... The enzyme that they were missing was being replenished so that they weren't keeled over.
When we talk about this scene, all I can think of is that Japanese commercial with the two T-Rexes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the condo commercial?
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, look it up. I'm not going to put it in the description, but look it up. Just in case if there's kids.
And, I could just imagine two female dinosaurs how would do that, you know. It's just... that's why it was funny to me.
I'll just let it roll in my head. But, funny thing is, there's that whole Japanese sequence later on in the film, which we will get to. And for me, probably my favorite part in the plot is definitely when the raptors show up. It's probably, I'd say it would be like the big high point for me. Because my favorite scene in that entire movie is when they were moving through the tall grass, and you can kind of see the raptors moving in on them.
You can just see like the grass and a little bit of tail sticking out.
Yeah, and then like people just start disappearing into the grass. I always thought that was like probably the most tense scene in that entire movie. And the only time I really actually felt remotely scared.
You notice how in every single one of them, it's always the raptors that are decent in the movies, at least?
Well, yeah, because they're the easiest one to actually have some horror element to it. Because like with the T-Rex, like how we explained the first one, is it's big, but like you're inside of a building, you can feel safe. There's places you can feel safe with the T-Rex. You can't really have that fact with the raptors. They will hunt you down. And they do in this one. Then again with that raptor sequence too, eventually it gets kind of goofy with the with the gymnastics. When I was a kid though, that part was sweet. Although I felt bad for the raptor, which is sad because I feel bad for a lot of the dinosaurs in this movie. Because that's probably one of the things too, is a lot of the characters I don't really care that much about in this movie.
No, when people were dying, I was laughing.
Yeah, like, cause there's so many people, I'm just like, thank God they got eaten.
When the dinosaurs got hurt, I was like, oh, that's not cool. The guy dies, I'm like, yeah,
I think the only dude I felt bad for, and his name is failing to pop up, but it's the one that got eaten by the T-Rex when he's trying to save...
The girl.
Yeah, save Ian and them by trying to pull on the trailer, and the T-Rex just ripped the top off, and... He's probably the only one I really actually cared about. Outside of Ian Malcolm. Because for me, for this film, the main reason I come back to watching this one a lot is generally having to do with the dinosaurs and a lot of the really awesome scene, but not really nearly as much as, like, I really love these certain characters from this movie, though.
Yeah, because, like, when I come back to this movie, I will always fast forward the beginning part, just because I already know what's going on, and I'm not sitting there 10 minutes listening to them talk.
Yeah, so, just like he said, for the most part, it's definitely from when they get onto the island onward is where the movie definitely gets a lot more interesting for us.
Now, let's talk about the end part.
There's the best part in the movie?
There's a lot of, like, mixed signals in this part. A lot of people either hate it or love it.
I like it. But you guys can imagine why, because the end sequence, they should have just had the T-Rex running around to the theme song from Godzilla. Dun, 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 eating doggies. It's so sweet. He's running through the streets, he's knocking in the buses. Yeah, the Japanese people are like, ah.
You would think after you take a drink out of that pool water, he would go away because all the chemicals and crap in it, you know?
It just starts barfing. But, then again, there was a tasty doggy in the yard, too. Which, again, I felt bad for the dog. Well, I love that sequence too. Like, Mommy, there's a monster outside my window. But yeah, I thought the end sequence is actually pretty cool. Then again, though, I think the movie probably would have still been the same without it. Because it really could have probably ended with them leaving the island again. But then, that also is kind of a negative because if they would have ended it that way, it would have just been exactly like the first movie. And then people would have been complaining about that. So, spice things up a bit. And it worked for me. Oh, that ship sequence is so cool when they're on the ship and trying to figure out what happened. And then they find, like, the severed hand. Which, how the hell did the T-Rex eat everybody? How did the severed hand get into... Because what was the guy holding on to it, standing outside, got eaten, and then it pulled it back in or something?
Something happened we don't know about. Please explain this to me.
Yeah, and then it's still going full steam ahead.
But that was, like, the great part. That was, like, the horror element of this movie was, like, the ship.
Yeah, it was cool. It kind of reminds me of some of like these older horror movies when you're watching that. It is a neat sequence for sure. Then we'll move on to what, of course, we guys already said was pretty much the best part of the movie, is the dinosaurs. Which there's a crap ton of this movie.
We can't name all of them. They'll be forever.
Yeah, some of them I don't even remember the names because I used to be obsessed with dinosaurs when I was younger. But now, I remember some of the nicknames, and a lot of that has to do with Jurassic Park toys. That's how I remember a lot of these guys. Now, we brought in my wife. She could probably name every single one of them. But I feel like in this movie, you probably get the most variety of dinosaurs out of any of them.
Even the newest one?
I feel like even the newest one, because there's like certain sequences where you get like one, maybe two different dinosaurs here and there. That's about it. You get some new dinosaurs, of course, in the Jurassic World. With like the, whatever the pterodons were.
I remember when they're inside of the poacher's camp. Yeah, there's like just variety of them.
Or even when they're like chasing them in the fields.
Yeah.
Like, there's a ton of different dinosaurs there. Plus, like even out in the wild, you still have Triceratops, Stegosaurus, Velociraptors, you have T-Rex. Sadly, no Dilophosaurus, which they don't ever bring back again. And it's just really awesome to see so much variety in this movie, which I feel like a lot of people take for granted. Because, like, a lot of people will go like, oh, The Lost World isn't nearly as good as Jurassic Park, but it's definitely a spectacle for the eyes, to say the least. Which is why I still actually come back to watching this movie periodically. It's mainly just because I really enjoy just seeing all the variety in this film.
Not only that's because it's on Netflix and easy to access to, where you don't have to put the DVD in and get up. You can just be like, click, click, click.
Well, I have all the Blu-rays, so I just watch them on Blu-ray.
But then you have to get up, find the Blu-ray, put it inside.
I bought that stupid collector's edition. I'm watching it from my collector's edition. It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. They got them all on Blu-ray in one box. It's awesome. Though for the special effects of the dinosaurs, I still think it's pretty much as good as what we got in the original. There's definitely a little bit more CG used in this one. So to conclude this review, I like the Lost World Jurassic Park. Granted, it's got a little bit of hiccups. It's a little bit slow at the beginning. But the majority of the rest of the film, especially towards the second half to the later acts of the film, are actually very enjoyable for me.
I definitely like this one a lot more than I thought I would. Just because, like, when I saw the first one, and then this one came out, and then, like, well, I remember one of the, like, the previews for the movie was, like, Dinosaur was in a city, and, like, I was like, what the heck? How did they have him in a city now? Like, how did it transition to that, you know? And then when I went to see it, I was like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, it works. And for me, this is probably number 3 in the series. It's close. I'm going to say 3.
Oh, that's hard, because I like the second one and I like the third one. But I don't know. The third one was just made me...
We'll get to the third one. But what did you guys think of the Lost World Jurassic Park? Please let us know in the comment section below. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. See you guys in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.